Nerdrotic.com.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't deserve that applause. We are 14 minutes late. Remember back in the day, guys and gals who've been around for a long time, when the time I put up for a live stream was more of a guideline, more of a thing of concept, of speculation, not something to be relied on. Why we got a book called Waiting for Nerdrotic and Super Gay, Mr. Fox. Gay. What is it? Buttery God says, I'm only 30. The age of enlightenment. You're no longer a teenager with rent. Hail, everybody. Welcome to the Nerdrotic Nooner. My name's Gary. Late was considered on time 2 years ago. This is JFG for 2 Canadian pesos. Exactly. Listen, I waited a little too long to take my walk, which I have to take every morning because of OCD. I mean, I could have probably waited. It gets a little hotter in the day here in Texas, so I had to get my steps in, do my 5-mile thing that I do every morning that makes me feel good. It's awesome. Also, a lot of stuff going on today that I have to do, including trying to see Primitive War in its last day of limited release. I think there's a showtime this evening, and I'm going to take Junior to go see Primitive War. As far as news, I'd say, you know what? I would say, you would think the biggest news would be Peacemaker, the next chapter of the DCU. It's not. And I think that has a lot to do with not that many people watch Peacemaker season 1. And still waiting for the ratings for Peacemaker season 2. Pretty sure it was on HBO regular and on HBO Max. I have seen season 1 twice now. I actually think it's worse. I actually think it's way worse than I remember. We'll get into that. And we saw episode 2, and there's some things that are canon in the DCU. No, not Hal Jordan. Nope. No, not Green Arrow. Not Plastic Man. Not Wonder Woman. Not The Flash. Not Martian Manhunter. You know, it's not Batmite, although they mention him, but you haven't seen him. Talking about seeing people. Oh, and apparently, if you watch season 1, the Snyderverse is still very much canon. But you know what's also canon? Bisexual orgies and Peacemaker's gay. I'm glad we got all that before we got Batman. Oh my God. Believe it or not, there's nuance to the conversation, and believe it or not, it's completely lost on X Twitter, which is why it's fun. Oh, but you know who might be part of the DCU? James Gunn says it fits in very nicely right after he released something with a bisexual orgy, but totally unrelated. Yet, as of now, it's something we need to talk about, called Blue Beetle. Because James Gunn says it fits in very nicely. And you know what? I would agree. I would say a flop, a box office flop, fits in nicely to the DCU. But I'll get into it a little later on, and maybe even make a video. Maybe I'll just make a video. But we'll get into a little later why Peacemaker season 1 was woke as fuck. Not just, it's a little woke, guys. filled with a message. Every episode. Right down to the villain's final speech. And, I didn't remember a lot of this because it was 2022. James Gunn still had a pretty good reputation. Well, unless you're Chris Hansen, had a pretty good reputation as far as making films. I'd said at the time, it's the worst thing he's ever done. Some people liked it. And they're like, well, it's like The Boys. I'm like, yeah, it's a cheap copy of The Boys, which isn't very good, by the way. Breaking news, The Boys sucks now. Had a really promising, good first season. Big fan of the comic. I'm in the comic book. And it strayed from the comic book heavily, went into TDS. It's TDS, the TV show now. Instead of being, you could roast both sides, but being very much against corporatism. Garth Ennis, not a big fan of soups. So many people clap back on that. It's like, I've talked to him. He's not a big fan of soups. That's why he doesn't do a lot of soup comic books. It's not his interest. And I think The Boys was a lot of fun for him to rip on it. Season 4 was a parody of itself. It was, and I would argue season 2 was shit. Absolute shit. I like season 1 though. I did. But I hate the changes at its core. Huey not being Scottish, being an American. Jack Quaid, who's like America's beta, which is hard to say because his dad is a fucking Chad. That rhymed. Fucking gender swapping Stormfront. Like they did a bunch of stupid shit. Well, Peacemaker is where James Gunn is most comfortable, and it's obvious, and it's absolute proof why he was wrong for Superman. So I will argue, like that's James Gunn should be making Peacemaker. That's his wheelhouse. That is absolutely what he should be doing. Peacemaker was a character I liked quite a bit in the Suicide Squad, working with that ensemble. The team they gave him in the show is fucking annoying. Vigilante's okay in parts, but it's got all the elements of woke Hollywood. It's got girl boss energy. It's got intersectional feminism, black lesbians. They're always making some comment about fascism. Peacemaker is basically MAGA. At the end, they make anti-COVID restriction statements and about, you're whining. I'm going to paraphrase. You're whining about your freedom, losing freedoms over over some minor inconveniences. And that was directly pointing at you being against masks and compelled shots from a experimental vaccine. That's exactly where that came from, but it wasn't woke. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, I got to make a video. And the thing is, I think it flew under the radar because people weren't expecting that from James Gunn at the time. Maybe the general public had more tolerance it because it was 3 fucking years ago in a different, we live in a different world than we did in 2022. We just do. So if you could stomach your way through it, there's moments that are funny. There's moments that are good, but it gets brought down completely because James Gunn feels way more free to be himself in that. And he said recently, I have an article from 2 days ago where he said, this is my favorite thing to do, Peacemaker. And I like the man's work. I like Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, and 3. I think they all progressively get worse, but I like all 3 of those movies. I like Slither. I like Super. I like the Scooby-Doo script that he wrote. I like Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. I like I like, excuse me, I like the Snyder Cut. I like Man of Steel. I like parts of it. I think there's some fucking horrible decisions in it too. I think it's a very flawed movie, kind of like what people say about James Gunn. James Gunn's Superman. Sorry, Superman's James Gunn. There's Batman versus Superman is terrible, but I own it and I watch it because there's moments of Ben Affleck's Batman that's pretty damn cool. And yeah, I thought Darkseid in the Snyder Cut was fucking awesome. The little bit he was in there, thought it was awesome. So I like a lot of this stuff that's mixed. I have no dog in this fight. I also fucking hate Rebel Moon. Couldn't get through Army of the Dead. So I like some of their work. I like some of Snyder's work and Gunn's work, and I dislike a lot of it. This is bad. This is bad. But let's see who's here. Let's see who's here. Oh, I should probably, well, I'll do that in a second. I'm going to say hi to everybody, and then we have to take care of some business. Unhinged Bra, 600 million. Yep, they made 600 million. It made 600 million, which is at the time, what, 78 million less without adjusting for inflation than Man of Steel. I don't make the rules. I just make the observations. It also, Man of Steel also sold 3 times the tickets that James Gunn's Superman did. But they rushed Superman to video on demand so everybody could see Peacemaker. You know, the kid friendly. The cuss words don't bother me. Kid friendly. Let's introduce a new generation to the DCU. Oh, by the way, our first chapter was on HBO, was a cartoon. And our next chapter is a hard rated R HBO show with characters from Superman directly connected to Superman. Superman appears in the damn show in silhouette with repercussions from the events from Superman that has a bisexual orgy. Now I'll ask the question. I'll save that. Put a pin on that. Hello, Super Mastermind. Can Buzzatip? The Grizzly. Welcome. Nasty Pappy. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Von Zoli. Yo, what's up, brother? John 1Z1. God, I hate these names. Not your names. I hate how they present them. Let me make that clear. Your names are great. I hate how they present them. I don't need to see an @@ symbol. Why do I need to see that in the chat? Am I linking to something? What are we doing? That's so retarded. Razorburn 35. Zoran. Moonies. Is it Moonly Sufi? A g'day from Australia. Says, oh, that went by too fast. The Singing Bush. You know, I don't know if I want bushes to sing. I'm just saying that. But to each his own. Thanks for being a member for 24 months. What's up, Psychotus? Mongoose, how's it going, brother? Terry the Last Martian, welcome. Put a pin in that James Gunn discussion. We're going to get right back to it. I got to take care of a little business. By the way, prayers up for Quarter Black's boy. I think he gets out of hospital today or tomorrow. I think he gets out of the hospital today or tomorrow. Garrett will tell you all about it. He's fine now. He's fine now. But it was not fine late Friday night. I repeat, not fine. So, you know, out to his family. Garrett's like family to me at this point. Totally unrelated. Now we got to get into an ad read. Sorry. I have been in debt in the past, horribly in debt. I've had to file for bankruptcy. I lived without a bank account for 5 years. I did the it's chapter 11, right? God, I'm glad it's been so long. I'm starting to forget. Chapter 11, 7, 30. It's the one where I had to pay it back. We had to we made a payment, we paid back. Basically, you pay back the principal and not the interest or whatever it was worked out to be. And I paid it all back. What we agreed on, couldn't get a bank account, and it was all from relapsing, right? And did it. Glad I did it. Scraped back. Got my credit score back. And I don't even really use it because I don't ever want to go through that again. But the process had to begin with me like admitting, like, holy shit, this has to be dealt with or it could get much, much worse. And it's not a fun thing. It can be frightening to a lot of people, but once you get the process started, it gets a lot easier because ultimately they just want to get something back. They want to get paid back. And you want to move past the judgment of yourself, of like feeling down because of you lost your job or whatever circumstance you got into. That there's a point where that, it's kind of like after a relapse, and there's a point where like I could feel shitty for relapsing again, and I will, and I have plenty of time to do that. But like if I want to live and continue having a comfortable life and my family and my loved ones around me, I need to take care of this problem. And then as you take care of it, things get a little better. PBS Debt goes beyond the numbers to understand your unique financial situation. And it crafts a personalized plan designed just for you, whether you're struggling with credit cards, personal loans, collections, or medical bills. PBS Debt understands your specific scenario and will help provide alternative solutions to become debt-free. There's no minimum credit score required. They're here to help you save more, pay off your debt faster, and start putting money back where it belongs, in your pocket. PBS Debt is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, boasts thousands of 5-star reviews on Google, and holds a 5-star rating on Trustpilot. Why? Because PBS Debt has helped hundreds of thousands of people get out of debt. If I needed this product, it is what I would use, and it would. But because I went through the process, probably this is one of those things where hopefully you never have to use it again. Hopefully you never have to use it again. But if you're in need, give it a shot. You're 30 seconds away from being debt-free. Get your free assessment, and find an option for you right now. pdsdebt.com/nerdrotic. That's pdsdebt.com/nerdrotic. Yeah, bankruptcy sucked. But you know what? I'll bring it up again. I saw that kid. That was a good video. He's like, my mom's sick. My girlfriend just broke up with me. I slept through my alarm this morning, so I'm going out on my walk on my lunch hour at work. And he's like, you just got to go up and get it. You can't get like the shit. We got to keep going. And it really clicked. I remembered when I was getting back into, I remember when I was like going through the bankruptcy process and then getting back into recovery. And the first thing that hits you is like, it's not like, oh, thank God, everything's going to be great. No, it's like, this is going to fucking suck. You have to accept it. It's like, this is good. It's like, when I was going into divorce, it was like, this is going to fucking be horrible for months. And you just accept it, and it makes it a little easier. It makes it a little easier. And once you accept the fact that this is going to be a horrible process, but we'll make it through, you just kind of grip and get through it. It ends up not being as bad, if that makes any sense. What was worse, bankruptcy or divorce? Bankruptcy. It was longer. It was way longer. Dude, so I had no bank account. I was living off a pay-as-you-go debit card, and every month I had to make a payment to the creditors, and it had to be a money order because I couldn't, because I didn't have a bank account to pay the creditors I had money to. So I had to put money on my debit card, to put it on a money order, to put a stamp on it and mail it to them. And remember to do it. and do it for 5 years. Holy shit. And 5 years is a long time. So once you get to the end, and I remember talking to the people in, we set it up and we occasionally exchange an email. But by the end, everybody I talked to originally is gone. I'm talking to brand new people. So I'm reaching the end and I haven't heard from them for a while. And I'm like, is this really going to end? Am I really here? Did I make it to the end, or are they going to tell me it's like another year or something like that? But we got it handled. That wasn't that long ago. I was doing the channel when it ended. So what was it? 13, 14, 15, 17? 2017 when it was over? Not that long ago. Not that long ago. Yeah, it's not like this was like years and years ago. It was 2017. So I was well into doing the channel. I remember when I got the bank account back, and I remember not being super happy about it. I was like, I kind of got used to just using the debit card, just charging. I got used to it. I got a bank. I fucking hate banks. I hate them, but they're a necessary evil. All right, back to James Gunn. More exciting news than hearing my fucking bankruptcy. But I'm sure there's people out there who've been through it. I feel your pain. But man, is it good that it's over. So James Gunn said that Peacemaker was his favorite project. He said that recently. And I agree with him. James Gunn said the Blue Beetle fits nicely into the DCU. I agree with him. I would say tonally, Superman is like Black Adam. I would say tonally, especially not tonally, visually, it looks like the Flash because it's the same cinematographer. I rewatched those hot girl scenes where she's flying around. Those are cringe. And people who are defending her killing people, and like, hot girl kills. I know that. But in the context of the movie, right? People were mad at Superman. I'm sorry we have to bring this logic up again. People were mad at Superman for making a unilateral decision and just slightly injuring that evil dictator. And I know he's an evil dictator. He's an evil dictator because they told us he's an evil dictator. So he deserved to die at the end. Okay. But the problem is that your Justice Gang just unilaterally killed a leader, which would be an act of war. An act of war. And even if people were on your side, there would be a lot of people in that world going, if they'll do that with one leader, won't they do it with another? And as pointed out on Friday Night Tights, and he's 100% correct. You know what team did that? Well, there's a lot, really. The Authority. And I remember James Gunn saying that concepts from the Authority script, which has now been scrapped, have been moved into Superman and other things. And that's what we thought with the Justice League International. It would be like a proxy Authority, because remember, James Gunn's second project was going to be the Authority, which told me right away. I remember listening to that thing like, okay, Creature Commandos, that sounds kind of cool. That's neato. Superman, okay, it's good to start out with that. I would just start with Superman over Creature Commandos. That's pretty neat. The Authority, I'm like, what? That was the one and only red flag you needed. I don't think you should get rid of James Gunn. I don't. I think he's got his wheelhouse. If you want to keep him there as a figurehead, he's not a very good one because he's polarizing. He ain't no Stan Lee. But he ain't good for Superman. He's not good for Superman. Here, let's see. I put that in general. I think. No, general research. The article from last night that I wanted to show you. My God. Registered sex offender arrested again for sniffing women's butts in California. We'll get to that. He looks like Mexican Gollum. Where is the general research? There we go. There it is. From the always reliable comicbook.com. Where is it? Okay, here it is. They're talking about they had to recast Vigilante at some point. So the guy under the mask was a different dude in season 1. How many of y'all saw Peacemaker season 1? Could you put a poll, X-Ray Girl? I'm curious about that. Just a yes or no. Did you see Peacemaker season 1? Yes or no? There we go. All right. I don't care about the rest of the article. I'm just concerned about this. So he was having anxiety over recasting somebody. Yeah, that probably can't be fun, but if something's not working, I mean, it's like, this is where I will side with James Gunn. If you have an actor that's important for your role and they're not bringing it, I mean, as nice, they could be the nicest person in the world. It's like, well, we got to get this shit done. You know, and that cannot be easy. That must suck. But oh well. I love this show more than anything I've ever done before. Peacemaker was filmed first season during COVID pandemic of 2021, and it absolutely, certainly 100% makes a commentary on it that I would say is not on the right side of history. Not on the right side of history. But again, I don't think a lot of people saw it. I just don't think a lot of people watched it. Let's see. Do we have any Samba TV ratings out there? Let's see. Peacemaker. Nope. People talking about the orgy scene. It's got 100%. Peacemaker returns with a bang. That's kind of funny. Oh, it's IMDb ratings. Yeah, I don't know what the actual ratings were. You'd think they would be up. That's my belief, is they would be up because James Gunn has been talking this up as the next chapter of the DCU. Although now that I've brought up the orgy, I'm being told that you don't need to watch it. Do you need to watch it? Do you not need to watch it? I don't know. I mean, James Gunn wouldn't lie to me. He wouldn't lie to people. He's a truth teller. With Peacemaker, a show can exist in a cinematic universe or whatever and be rated R. As a matter of fact, that has been my criticism of Marvel for a long time, is no, you should do rated R stuff on your streaming services, stuff that can tangentially be involved, but it's more for adults. You know, Daredevil's a great example. Daredevil does one of the most clever things. The two shows that fit into the MCU perfectly were season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Daredevil, because they did something very clever. They connected it to Winter Soldier, Hail Hydra. That was really cool. And Daredevil was the aftermath of the battle in New York, where there was a power vacuum that was opportunized by the criminal heads of the city. Fucking great. And people going, oh, man, those superheroes are going to make me so much money. They keep having battles, and it was a way to steal land and redistrict. And You know, like that was a really good idea. Didn't have to have the Avengers in it at all. This would fly under their radar. And Daredevil was incredibly violent. Netflix Daredevil, best live action thing Marvel's ever done. Kingpin famously decapitates a dude with a car door. Daredevil beats the fuck out of a bunch of child traffickers in the beginning. Based. Fucking based. So that makes sense. And it fits into this is a different type of hero and we're going to introduce the street level heroes who are going to go maybe a little farther because they don't have powers and they're a little more gritty, and that's fine. That's good. And stuff like that can exist in DC. So Peacemaker on its own is fine. I didn't like season 1, but it was fine. It's not like I don't care if it exists or not. The argument isn't that there's a bisexual orgy in an HBO show. That's a day that ends in Y. The argument is you directly connected it to the kids movie that you said was a kids movie. Families are going, you know what? The box is Superman's going to have a bigger box office because families don't buy tickets online. They do the walk-up numbers, which is, I mean, I call bullshit on that. If you got fucking 3 kids, are you going to take a chance of walking up to the box office with 3 kids? No, you're going to buy those tickets online. Okay. Come on. But either way, family movie. It's a comic book movie. It's the most comic book movie of all comic book movies. It's like a comic book jumped out on the screen. I was moved to tears. You remember the reviews? It's good, wholesome family fun. Next story, bisexual orgy. Peacemaker gets macked on by a dude. Little bit of total whiplash there, don't you think? Little bit of total. You know what? I'm not a prude. I don't care. Like, it was a bunch of Vienna sausages. It wasn't anything to look at. It was done for comedy. It didn't need to be there. Like, story-wise, you could have had John Cena doing the same stuff he was doing in those scenes without the orgy going on. And James Gunn probably chose to put it in because it was kind of boring. So we can't have Peacemaker doing a bunch of coke and smoking pot and just staring. We need to have something because he's just staring. So they had an orgy going on around him. And they were talking about, like, with James Gunn's wife, they were talking about some sex on a boat earlier. So is it in his head? Did people show up? No, they were there. They were there because they were witnessed by fat guy. So they were there, and he had his door open to the pocket dimension, which set off a sensor, and that's why it was observed. So they were definitely there. So the transition is he did a bunch of coke and must have called a bunch of people and said, come over and have an orgy. But the transition was right after he did the coke. So, like, he's been sitting there the whole time, right? He's been sitting there the whole time. And listen, I've done that. That's why you don't mix pot and coke. It's like, why would you do that? They just counteract each other. No, pot is for later at night if you want to actually go to sleep. But all of it's horrible for you. All of it's terrible. You should never even do it once. But people do. So do your 420. I ain't going to judge you. Coke will kill you. Well, all drugs and alcohol eventually kill you. If it's just a matter of slow or fast. But yeah, that's canon. Before Batman, Robin, Batgirl, Jesus Christ, Flash, Green Arrow, the entire Justice League. Saturn Girl. Poor man Speedball. A poor man Speedball. Penance, baby. But yeah, it's just confounding. But then it's not. Because this is where James Gunn is comfortable. This is James Gunn's wheelhouse. Reverent humor, bisexual orgies. He's still pretty good with character work and heart, but when he's really free to do what he wants in a TV show, the message comes out, baby. It comes out. Okay. So the good thing, they broke up the lesbians in the first episode. So accurate. That is absolutely canonically accurate to the canon of life. The lesbians have broken up. So props to James Gunn for that one. Knocked it out of the park for realism. I don't think they beat the shit out of each other, but we haven't gotten confirmation yet. Still could have happened. But the boring, bland lesbian girlfriend from season 1, unsurprisingly, isn't here because she was boring and bland. She was, I am lesbian girlfriend. I'm going to be lesbian and girlfriend and black and lesbian girlfriend. I have no personality. I've seen it twice. Couldn't tell you what the bitch's name is. At the end of episode 2, they actually did something interesting that if they hadn't wasted so much time doing stupid shit, James Gunn's wife, total girl boss, absolute girl boss. Judo Master in season 1 beats the fuck out of Peacemaker and Vigilante, has a hard time with James Gunn's wife, who repeatedly through season 1 and 2 gets hit in the face, and her superpower must be she has an unbreakable nose, because she's getting hit in the face and her nose is still perfect. And listen, happy wife, happy life. I get it. And it's not like she's bad looking. It's not like she's a great actress. She's okay. They put her in charge at the end, and now she's like, oh, isn't it funny? There's a doctor that says she suffers from toxic masculinity. And then she shows that she has the toxic masculinity by getting in her car and beating up her dashboard, because that's what toxic men do all the time and stuff. They're so toxic. And then toxic men like to just go to bars and start fights. So we're going to like invert this and make it a girl boss moment by having the 5'3" blonde Karen start a fight in a biker bar and not get killed immediately. She fights big bikers, 150, 200 pounds more her weight, and beats the fuck out of them. Now, eventually she does lose the fight because we can't go crazy with this, but she wanted to lose the fight. It was part of her self-loathing and toxic masculinity, but it's still a female empowerment move because she laughed with the blood in her face like toxic male dudes do. Toxic mailmen. Toxic mailmen. And she smiles. She's like, I just like got my ass totally kicked like dudes. I can do whatever a man does, including getting my ass kicked and stuff. Now, where are my Prada shoes? Oh my God, shoes. And my makeup was still like fierce and perfect, despite the blood dripping down my face, going right around my perfect nose that apparently just doesn't break and stuff. And as long as I'm James Gunn's wife, I'm going to be the linchpin of the DCU, and I'll be in absolutely everything and stuff. Happy wife, happy life. I mean, I understand that. It's just it's really fucking hard to argue why you had to get rid of Cavill and others. And You brought back Viola Davis. You're bringing back Blue Beetle, which I think he is going to do. You recast Jason Momoa as Lobo, which is better. I agree. And your wife's show, which didn't need to exist in this universe at all. But Green Lantern's in it. Hawk Girl's in it. Max Lord's in it. They mentioned Superman. They mentioned the Rift. They mentioned Lex Luthor. And now they have introduced a multiverse. Oh, did I forget to mention that part? A multiverse. Late was considered on time 2 years ago. We read that one, but thank you again, JFG. Free Star Wars Marvel purist. Is he still out? Gabriel? What the hell? What did he get popped for? What exactly did he get popped for? Was he reusing content? Like, what was going on? Or did he just get mass flagged? Sup, Gary? Hope everyone is having a great day. I hope you are too. Pineapple on pizza, brother. Well, my nemesis. Stop the grift, and Niels is the greatest villain. It's it's me. It's negative. Wouldn't that be positive according to some people? Gary the Great with the metaphorical start times. Hail. I mean, they're metaphorical. White Chocolat has been a member for 1 month. Says, hey, Gary, would you consider putting together a list of 100 movies that we should watch before we die? Plus, watch Warfare, one of the best of the year. Hang on. I got to see what the times were. Hang on. I know it's playing at the theater near me because I checked yesterday. What I am putting together a list. Yeah, I'll do that. I will do that eventually. That would be good evergreen vidya. But our next evergreen vidya is going to be a list because they usually are. Can't tell you what that list is, but it starts soon. I think it's going to take like a month to make, though. It's a big one. Let's see. There it is. Boom. Primitive warfare. Huh. Okay. There are showings tonight for me. Let's see if I can make it. Does anybody know when it's heading to VOD? Is it right away or is there some time? I don't know. But a list, definitely we're going to do that. On Peacemaker, just admit you are jealous that DC is catering to the Jeremy demographic. I'm jealous. Aaron Pipes. I don't know why they think the gays would like that. The gays are going to look at that stuff and think the same thing. Go look at all those Vienna sausages. What's the? I mean, there weren't pretty people. I mean, there were some boobs. Not against seeing boobs, but Peacemaker macked on a dude. So this whole James Gunn is going to take the DCU in a completely different direction than Marvel. He's going to do stuff different than Marvel. Third thing. What was the third thing for Marvel? What was technically the third thing for Marvel? We had Iron Man, we had Hulk, and then it was Thor, right? Any dudes macking on each other in Thor, Captain America, First Avenger? Don't recall that. Or was it Iron Man 2? I can't remember now. It's been so long. Oh, Warfare. Yeah, I'm going to see Warfare. That I'm definitely going to see. I've been told many, many times. Sorry. Primitive War, I'm going to see too. But Warfare, I can see anytime I want. You're right. So, yes. I'll probably end up seeing Warfare before the Academy Awards because I think Warfare will be nominated probably a lot. But I have this crazy thing of I need to watch what I talk about. It's a stupid rule, I know, because nobody else follows it, but why not? I don't want to be like everybody else. Yesterday you mentioned talking about a retro Taco Bell logo would sell a lot. How about Target sponsoring an indie car with the retro logos? I mean, I think everybody should. I understand you have to change logos or refine your logo. I mean, I haven't really and I don't think the only thing I would change is I just refine it a little more on my logo. I like mine. But I understand like every 20 years or so it cycles through. But what also happens is retro, you become old enough to where you kind of embrace your old In and Out. Does In and Out need to fucking change? No. Does In and Out look pretty much the same for 40 years? Yes. How's In and Out doing? Pretty fucking good. Chick-fil-A does pretty fucking good. You know, embrace your logo. Just all they had to do was Cracker Barrel. All they had to do was clean up their logo. If they went back to the mission, and I mean not the 90s purple one, I mean the 70s one where it looked like a fucking mission. Think for those of you who grew up in San Diego, the Taco Bell in La Jolla. The Taco Bell in La Jolla. You know what I'm talking about if you're my age. It looked like a Spanish mission. Like Adobe, like it was cool as fuck looking. But yeah, IndyCar, sure. You see Snoop Dogg clip about Lightyear? Yes, we could show it. We could show it. It's making the rounds, but yeah, I can definitely. Could you find that X-Ray Girl? Snoop Dogg clip talking about Lightyear. You know, I just want to point out the obvious because that's what we do here on YouTube. And I think it's great that this gets in the zeitgeist and more people talking about are starting to point out things that we were saying years ago. Like, listen, I love Asmongold. I think he's great. But Yellow Flash, yours truly, many of us were saying woke white women are the bane of existence and the bane of a free society for half a decade. And many others. Asmongold says it, people go, wow, what an insightful thing. I mean, how much is that is authentic? I don't know, but and it is insightful. It remains absolutely true. And sometimes it takes somebody bigger to say it for it to get through, and that's good as long as the truth gets through. Just so you know, that ain't new. Snoop Dogg taking his grandkid to a Disney movie and seeing some gayness and going, "What the fuck?" Some of us were calling that out a half decade ago and being called racist, having our shit demonetized, bringing it up, having our stuff age restricted, straight out blocked by YouTube for bringing it up in entertainment at the time. But it's great that it's hitting the zeitgeist now. It's great. It's like, wow, being called an incel. Snoop's been blazed his entire life. I respect that. I mean, like, I think he was anti-Trump, that he's for Trump. Listen, the brothers love Trump. They do. They just, the ones in Hollywood can't say it publicly. The straight ones, the gay ones, I mean, they're just gay rappers. But I think the straight brothers, I think they at least have a respect for Trump, right? I don't know about the gay ones though. The gay rappers. And just, in the interest of like unity, I think the white rappers are all gay too. Just saying. But they're all, and like, this isn't Asmon's fault. Asmon Gold is going viral for saying something Yellow Flash said 5 years ago. Calling out white women. We've been calling out woke white women for years. They're the worst fucking thing. Bunch of Karens from Marin County or Thousand Oaks. They are worse. They're the fucking, and it's all over that idiot. And she's a fucking idiot. She has a YouTube channel. I won't say her name so you don't pick on her. You guys won't pick on her. You're nice. Who got carjacked, got her arm broken, and decided to go out and fucking tweet, I got my arm broken in a carjacking, but I still don't want your fucking troops here, Trump. Where I responded, I totally agree. I don't want my tax money fixing shit your stupid retarded ass voted for. Fix it yourself, cunt. I don't want federal troops. I don't want my tax money. I don't give a fuck about Chicago. I don't live in Chicago. That is your problem. That is not my problem. I don't want a cent. I don't want a half a cent. I don't want a quarter cent of my fucking tax going to fix your fucking problem. That what happened is Trump will send in federal troops. It'll get cleaned up for a little while. Then your fucking commie shitheads will come and fuck it up again. You want to clean up a city? You want to clean up a city in Democrat America and blue America? Invite Xi Jinping. That's how you clean up a fucking city. Go look at San Francisco. They clean that shit up for their communist overlord overnight. Give a fuck. Nice people in Chicago. There's people listening in Chicago. Love you guys. I'm sorry you're outnumbered by a bunch of fucking retards, but it's their problem. It's your problem. It's not my problem. I got stupid shit here. I'm in Texas. There's still stupid shit here we got to deal with. Not asking you to fix it. I think she followed up by going, it's the judicial system. It's like, you vote the judicial system in. Karen? No, her name was Jill. Jill? I almost got carjacked in Oakland. I did. It's at a red light. They're rolling up on me. I was in my Dodge Ram 1500 at the time, pretty new, couple years old. Scraped and saved to buy that motherfucker. This might come surprising. Some brothers come rolling at me in Oakland, and I almost made some pancakes because I just fucking ran the red light. I think I scraped one of them. Pretty sure I did. But I didn't think to look back. I didn't think to check. I just fucking hit the gas and rolled. And the great thing is I knew they wouldn't snitch on me. I almost made some pancakes. Yep. So Jill made the rounds yesterday, but it's great that more of that is getting in the zeitgeist. People rolling out there going, I made it. Well, I don't know if I don't watch Tech Tone, so I don't want to throw shade, right? I don't know if he's joking or not. I don't know, but I saw a clip from that really authentic account that clips all the. I can't take it anymore, to be honest with you. Like it hits. I don't know why, because I clicked on one and I get this. I forgot the account, but they're just like, look at what this Twitch streamer said about the other Twitch streamer. It's wild that this Twitch streamer said this while reacting to another Twitch streamer who's reacting to another Twitch streamer. And it was like, I fucking shot this picture to it Gundam. I'm like, the abs, I can't show it to you. Well, I probably can. The absolute state of fucking Twitch streaming, and it's Asmongold reacting to Hassan, who's reacting to XQC, who's reacting to Hassan. So it's like a mirrored thing. So I don't know if they're leaning into the joke or not, because I'm not going to watch, and I don't care. I don't watch Twitch, and they can do what they want, and it's great. It's absurd at this point. It's so fucking absurd, because every time I see this thing, it's like, so okay, so Twitch has gone from gaming to the fucking pools, right? They were like chicks in bikinis sitting in pools, and chicks in bikinis gaming, the whole thought thing, to the political sphere. I know I'm missing something here. To the political sphere, and now they're just talking about each other and suing each other. Did I get that right? Did I miss something? The booby streams. You know what? It makes the political stuff makes the booby streams. Maybe they should go back to the booby streams. It's Jerry Springer. I know. So I'm like, am I getting this right? Am I getting this right? I mean, to each his own. I don't give a shit. I'm just like, so there's like, I don't go on Twitch. So my vision of Twitch is there are 6 live streamers who just talk about each other. Did I get it right? And they're, well, that's your problem, Kara. Don't wear hoodies. Salty Cracker's awesome, by the way. Salty Cracker got banned because he's salty. We love Salty Cracker. Salty Cracker would take every political Twitch streamer to the woodshed. I mean, Asmongold does well on YouTube. Like, he just, because he doesn't he talks about like culture and stuff too. So, and he seems to at least have some common sense. But like, if you're getting your political opinions from Hassan Piker, natural selection. That's the part of natural selection I completely believe in. Hoodies make you look suspect. I'm going to tell Jeremy you said that. Napsky. So, like, I am completely ignorant to Twitch. All I know is when I run across on X, and I think it's fucking hilarious because it's the same account going, this person said something about this person, who said something about this person, who's reacting to this person. That's wild. And I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Hi, Kara. Isn't that wild? That's wild. I like hoodies too. Hoodies are, if you're in the Bay Area, you don't go anywhere without your hoodie. Now I'm in Texas. I wear my hoodie 2 days a year. 2 days a year. Sup. Oh no, don't do that. I need to get a new wire. Oh, Donut's on Twitch. I like Donut. I just had a dinner, like a little dinner meeting with JD DeLay, the fat electrician. Got to meet those 2 guys. They're awesome. Eli and Brandon Herrera, the future congressional congressman of the 23rd in Texas, because he's going to win this time. Good dudes. Hail to you, sir, Kenneth. Hey, Gary, could you react to David auditing tape, audition tape for Superman on the Nooner with Chris, or here? Love you, man. We'll do it on the Nooner with Chris, or tomorrow on BBC. I will do a reaction because it wasn't. I like David Cornsweet. I do. I think he's going to be a good Superman as long as James Gunn doesn't write or direct it at all. I think it's got a chance. Gary, Marvel Zombies. Oh my goodness, out next month. I know. You know what's funny? You know what's hilarious? If you heard like who the protagonists are in Marvel Zombies. It's Kate Bishop, Ironheart, Marvel's Katie, Shang-Chi, and they're fighting the classic Marvel characters as zombies. And I think it's I think that's a perfect encapsulation, representation of what the MCU is right now. I may have to cover it just for that meme. As bad as Peacemaker is, respect to John Cena for after cancer announcement. I didn't know he had cancer. Respect to him. Marvel Zombies. Oh my goodness, with Kamala, Kate, and America Chavez. Yeah, Peacemaker season 2, episode 1 does something interesting at the end, but it is. Listen, I didn't make an issue of it, and I'm not. People can have their opinions and people can like what they want, but there was an argument in 2022 that Peacemaker wasn't woke, and I said it was. Said it 100% is. After watching it again in 2025, to not think it's woke is insane. Is insane. Now, you may like the woke. Okay, that's fair enough if you like the woke. But to say it's not, to say it's like, we're bringing it back, guys. This is a win for culture. It's like, because they said, you know, baguette. You completely missed the context of that, didn't you? Didn't you? Isn't bankruptcy and divorce the same? No. Because creditors, as evil as they are, they're more rational than women. I'm just kidding. The joke was there, though. The joke was there. I took it. You decide whether it was good or not. Can we get dinosaurs go rah? Dinosaur. I like dinosaur when they fight Vietnam veterans. Dinosaur will still treat Vietnam veterans better than the boomers and the hippies did back in the 60s. Rah. Remember to stay hydrated, drink water. This is great advice. Dude Jam 1979 for 50 says, hi, Gary. Love your channel. Just wondering if you have seen the Star Trek trailer by JTVFX that was released called Wolf 359 Massacre 2. I don't know. Is it new? If it's new, I haven't seen it. Thank you for the 50. Is it JTVF? Here, I'll have to X-Ray Girl, note that down. If you could find that for me, please. Gunn's perverseness is rampant. Superman's harem, parents' message to spread the seed, Peacemaker, White Rabbit, Camel Toe, the orgy, tidy whiteys, etc. He's actively marketing to kids. Sick dude. Anthony Zappin, you're right. It's very hard to defend a guy who made all those jokes years ago, who really, dude, likes his sex. And I'm not a prude. I'm not against you camel toe and all that shit. This is directly connected to Superman. If it wasn't, if it's the own thing, I would just go, well, I didn't like the first episode, but whatever. Even Skibbity Toilet has a better story than the Gunn's Superman. Yes. Listen, there are some good things that came out this year because I made a comment about Blue Beetle possibly being in the DCU, and somebody goes, must be hard to like stuff. It's like Mobland, Weapons, F1, if you want to go back a year to something DC, Penguin. These are all magnificent things that everybody should watch. They are head and shoulders, light years better than Superman, Fantastic Four, Captain African American, Thunderbolts, the dinosaur movie, fucking Minecraft, Snow White. They're all better than the shit that has come out this year. Shit to slop to mid. They're better than Alien Earth. All better. All better. Go watch them. Highly recommend. Tulsa King's coming up. Again, if you haven't seen Tulsa King, it's a fucking great show. It's a great show. Starts up in a couple weeks. Go watch a couple of seasons. You will thank me later. It's on Paramount Plus. What are my personal favorite DC comic book runs? I would say overall, number one is Marv Wolfman, George Perez, Teen Titans. That is number one for me. Numero uno. Loved it as a kid. Has the best crossover with the X-Men and the Teen Titans. Best crossover. My second favorite run would be Batman. Basically, once they started with year one, going all the way to 500. It's my absolute favorite run of Batman. My favorite run of Spider-Man is, I know you said DC, but basically like 200 to a little over, past into the McFarlane era. It's fucking like my favorite. For amazing. But yeah, those are my favorite. Otherwise, Hellblazer. It's number 3. Hellblazer. Freaking loved Hellblazer. Good shit. Yes, it's Vertigo, but it's DC. Grant Morrison's Justice League way back in the day. Back in the 90s. I guess that's way back in the day for some. It's good shit. Dan Jurgens, Superman. Both runs. Those are my favorite. Alan Moore, Swamp Thing. Really fucking good. Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol was great too. I saw Primal War, but unlike K-pop, I think you'll like it. Well, I might see it tonight. Depends on whether it depends on my appointments today. Hi, Gary. Getting into a movie physical media, collecting, wanted to get a 4K player. What would you recommend? Have a blessed day, Sony. Sony, the innovator and creator of Blu-ray. You should get their 4K player. I can't tell you which one I got right now, but I could, if you email me, I could go. But just your latest Sony 4K Blu-ray player. They are the best. Thank you, JRL. Gary, the Superman movie made me sick. You were right, dude. Yeah, more people are seeing it now because it's on video on demand, which means it's now free, basically, in 4K. You got a 4K version. Out there that people can see, and they're going, holy shit. And listen, it's mid, and it's doing about what a mid movie should. I think it's overpraised. I think it's over defended. I think it's if you say you like it, fair enough. I'm not going to argue with you. I talked to people at the meetup who liked it a lot, and they told me why, and it's like fair, totally fair. I'm not going to sit there and argue. It's you're wrong, you don't get it, and it's like you're just mad at the Snyder Bros, and now you're acting like them. Stop. I don't know what. Show me where the Snyder Bro touched you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I own Superman Returns. I'm not going to own James Gunn Superman because there's no way in hell I'll even watch it as a novelty. I mean, shit. I finally broke down and got Batman and Robin, which I'll just laugh at that I hate. And I like most, like, I'm pretty easy to please when it comes to superhero movies, to be honest with you. Like Ang Lee's Hulk, like it. I like a lot of stuff. Takes a lot to drive me away. But Superman was better than Captain African American, and it was better than Thunderbolts. Jeremy disagrees with me. Fair enough. He thinks Thunderbolts was better. Best I managed was 47 days sober. I failed today. Any tips on staying on track? Just get up and try again. Jardum. Some 460. Staying on track is one day at a time, and just worry about getting through today. Worry about getting through the next hour, the next 5 minutes. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about yesterday. Don't worry about last night. If 47 days is pretty fucking good. So you can even look at it at, okay, I slipped up, but then you put in another 10 days. And it's like, I drank once in 57 days. You know, it's progress, not perfection. Now you want to put more and more of those days. But right now, and this was a difficult concept for me in the beginning, was stay in the here and now, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time. And believe me, I was gripping. There was a 1 minute at a time. But keep yourself busy. Go to the gym, go to work, do something to where you're keeping yourself busy. Don't isolate. Don't isolate. Try a meeting if you want. They're not scary places. Nobody's gonna, you don't have to say anything. You could just sit there and be quiet and listen if you want. Try that. But 47 days was really good. So don't beat yourself up. All right, Alex, for $9.99. Life has been chaotic. Good things, but just busy. And I haven't got to watch you live in a minute. Oh, that's all right. Happy belated birthday. Thank you. And happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. And glad you're busy. Glad you're busy. I think if Rockstar sold ad space with GTA Online on billboards in game, they could have a decent bit of cash. They could. They used to have ad placements in games. They probably should. I don't think that's a bad idea. I mean, it's natural. Like I have a new screensaver for Roku. I had the aquarium, but I have the cityscape that kind of rolls past, and it's aesthetically pleasing. But they put little ads in the billboards. It doesn't even bother me because I like the aesthetic pleasing of that little cityscape, and Godzilla's in the background. It's really it's nice. I like it. I think that's smart. F1 sold sponsorships. Probably did pretty good doing that. That stuff, or if you're going to do it in a comedy, make it part of the comedy, lean into it, like Wayne's World when they're like Pepsi, it's like, have fun with it. Oh, I'm glad you brought this up because I was listening to PBD this morning, and let's go listen to this clip. So PB said Kennedy is leaving in 2025. Must be true. LOL. Okay. I'm so glad you brought this up because I had this on my walk. I heard this and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, these guys, they're normies. Let's get some context here. They were talking about Snoop Dogg, right? Screen share. PD won't mind, will he? I don't think he'll mind. Thank God for transcript. I might have to roll this back a little bit.
Kathleen, what's her name? Something Kennedy. Pass that down to their kids. Let them make the decision on what to do it. You're gonna hear some of these stuff. Tom, were you gonna say something or no?
No,
Okay.
You
right.
basically
let them down. I like how he talks. He talks like this. We're going to talk about the Kathleen Kennedy and the Disney.
hit it as you were covering those points. So
Fantastic.
I'm with you.
Okay, Snoop Dogg slams
so let's go to
Disney.
the next story here. Snoop Dogg, is going to the movies with his grandson. Okay, it's kind of weird to say Snoop's got grandsons, but he's got. That's what happens when you get older. And he goes to this one movie. I think
that's rough to think about. Snoop's got grandkids. Think of all the black rappers that are dead. And fucking Snoop Dogg survives. You know? It's the skinny ones, man. It's the skinny ones. Kind of fall back into the shadows. I like Snoop. I do. I've always liked Snoop Dogg. You know, I'm a big hip hop fan myself. I like Snoop Dogg, even though I didn't like hip hop that much.
Called Light Year or whatever. And in the movie, I let him tell you what happens, and he's confused on what happens there. Go ahead, Rob.
I took my grandson to see what was the movie with Buzz Light?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called
with
Lightyear.
Kiki Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and
Homeboy's baked. Absolutely baked all the time. And respect that he can be that baked, and his eyes, they don't look that red to me. Maybe he's on gummies.
the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like,
space years.
well, she had a baby with
music,
a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie, like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came and watched the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women's. How did she have a baby?
They both women's.
Shh. The movie ain't over with. So it's like, it fucked me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for.
Vinny.
I mean, just when you and what this is
That's shit I don't have an answer for. Now, do I still have the transcript up? I don't. Hang on. I'm gonna go get that point. I'll get that point for you where they mentioned Kathleen Kennedy. There it is. You know, I love transcript. Okay. Okay, remember this is a 2022 movie. All right, here we go. Here we go.
get
For
off.
sure, yeah.
It's like how my thing is just how much money, how much like, and there. By the way, I don't think Disney is changing gears, Pat. I think they're still making stuff like this, and
Well, they're getting rid of this Jacqueline. What's her name? Something Kennedy. Kathleen Kennedy. That gets her.
Jacqueline. How long has this been going on? And they're like, is her name Jacqueline Kennedy? Hey, listen, this is normies. This is normies. The political normies, they're not really in this culture. They'll get it. You know, it's probably like me bringing up, I don't know, anything political. So they probably laugh their ass at me for it. And fair enough. Kathleen Kennedy.
Job. Her contract's coming up this year or next year, end of 2025. She's stepping away. When is Kathleen Kennedy stepping away, Rob? Do you know the date?
Let me find out.
And is she with Disney? She's with Disney. She's with
Lucasfilms,
which is
They interviewed Gina Carano for fuck's sake.
Disney. Yeah.
Lucasfilms. Yeah, but, and I get it, Pat. I get they're changing. I know Bob Iger's there, and he's trying to adjust.
See, he knows what he's talking about.
Stuff, but I mean, this is just the point.
End of 2025.
They're
she's
making
stepping away,
people like even like Snoop, who's Snoop.
Okay. Kathleen Kennedy is expected to step down as president of Lucasfilm by the end of 2025 at the conclusion of her current contract, while a report in April 2025 suggested a potential departure in August. That information was later retracted, with the most consistent report pointing to a year-end exit. Kennedy is reportedly not fully retiring, but will continue to produce specific projects that were developed under her tenure. And I think it was Matthew Bellani who reported that. It was Matthew Bellani who reported that Kathleen Kennedy will not be fired. She will be stepping down, continue to produce, and still be there, and have her handpicked successor. Many on there will be many hashtag I was right when Kathleen Kennedy leaves. You know, if you predict the sun's going to set in the west, you're going to be right. You're going to be right. Kathleen Kennedy will leave when she is damn good and ready. By the way, the rumor stated October specifically. So we'll find out in October, which is just a month away. If you ask me, she's still president by the end of the year.
Snoop is anti-Trump. I'm pretty sure he's a freaking Democrat, but I don't love that it's happening. But it's good to see, Tom, that like for Snoop, for you guys, for it to finally find its way to hit Snoop Dogg, where he has to sit there and explain to a kid, because we talked about it earlier today. To me, that that's grooming. You're making these kids look like, for the kid to ask that and be so confused at that age, that's not by accident. They're doing it on purpose. And we were talking about earlier in the podcast how
he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. And it doesn't matter if we have been saying it for years. It is important. It's 100% that Snoop is saying this. It is. It is that it's getting to certain people who you wouldn't think to hear this from, them saying it. I don't care who the messenger is, as long as that message of truth gets out. And he's not wrong. Vinny's not wrong. It is grooming. It is grooming. And people will call it out all the time in Disney now, which they should, because it's wrong. How is that any different than the DCU? I'm confused on how people want to circle the TVMA rating on it. Oh, okay. But you connected it. You literally took your fucking movie. You threatened your movie's box office, which was still doing okay, and undercut it so more people could go see Peacemaker, which was the next important chapter of the DCU, which featured a bisexual orgy where Peacemaker gets macked on. Interesting. Interesting. The frequency in which Epic Mike says that's wild is wild. It is wild. It's also wild that you pointed out that Epic Mike said it was wild and the frequency is wild. And I think that indeed is also wild. I remember that Flashcast when Flash got wasted and kept screaming that woke white women were the worst people in existence. Shit was hilarious. It was fucking hilarious. It was hilarious. About Karen, which Rhode Island Attorney General get arrested for trespassing at a restaurant? Love you guys. Oh, did that happen? Why? I don't understand. I need context. You could just put it in the chat. You made a comment on Drinker's podcast about the xenomorph tail not no longer being a fatal injury. Didn't we see this already with lightsabers? Hanzo sword? We did. You are 100% correct. Because he skewers the twink. She. I keep saying he. Man, I should be banned. I keep misgendering the xenomorph. Oh, that's it, guys. It's been great on the internet, but I've just consistently misgendered the xenomorph because the xenomorph was clearly a she. They pointed it out in episode 1. So she's got a tail, and she skewers the twink like right here, like spine, everything. He's fine. I have butt cancer. Will you go fund me? I'm sorry you have butt cancer. You're a bad dude. I'm sorry you have it. Jack 69F. I mean, I don't know if you really have it though. I don't know if it's a troll or not. Trump was really good in his first term. Now, don't know what's going on. He's taking on so many bad decisions. At this rate, wokes will come back into power. Objectively speaking, yeah, it's not going as good as the first one. He's got better people around him, but he's also dealing with the same deep state. But we'll see how things play out. But I mean, the Epstein thing bit him in the ass. It did. It did. Even though like we were never going to see that list ever. It hasn't been smooth. It hasn't been smooth. Hi, Gary. Have you seen any episodes from Countdown on Prime? I have not. I have not. Should I? Oh, I can check it out. Thank you, Mr. Brain Freeze, for €5. Nuts that Carol Danvers' likely last canon appearance in the MCU will be a monster zombie in the Marvel Zombies, right? Ugh. Sucks what they did to that character. It sucks what they did to Danvers. It's been downhill with Twitch ever since women joined with no intention of streaming video games because video games give the ick. Instead, they use Twitch to show how narcissist whores they are. Yeah. Slowly building up our podcast, plenty of UFC fighters have been, including Ken Shamrock, and doing one live stream a week with tough vet Luke Kumo and MMA fans. Check it out. It's called For the Lads. Thanks for the inspiration. You're welcome, James. Good luck. And more people are going to be able to watch it because they don't have to do pay-per-view. All they have to do is join Paramount Plus. That's pretty cool. Hail, Gary. Sorry to deflect, but wondering how I could change behaviors that are wrecking my life. What works for you? Belated birthday wishes. Thank you, Golden Nuggets. Like change your behaviors? Going to meetings, working steps. If it's an alcoholic thing, if not, then maybe some counseling. You're gonna need to seek help because sometimes we're just not aware of what I'm not aware of what my bad behaviors were, and then I had to find the source of my bad behavior, which is usually me, 100% of the time. But it takes work. But how to go about it, it doesn't get fixed quickly. I wish I could tell you it does. But if it is, again, through alcoholism and addiction, the best place to go is AA or NA or CA, Cocaine Anonymous. They're a little more fun and loose, but they all work a 12-step program, which is basically life school. And it's okay to ask. It's all good. Has HBO been a good example of how to rescue a franchise by creating Game of Thrones as meta story rather than brand like Star Wars and Marvel? Going back to House of the Dragon season 1, that was the blueprint, and then they completely fucked it up. And they made the same mistakes as Game of Thrones. So I think House of the Dragon's gonna go fucking downhill. I think it's gonna go way downhill. And the evidence of that is the protection of Rhaenyra and making Rhaenyra a hero. Because Rhaenyra is not a hero. There are no heroes in this story. If there are, they die, or it's a Stark at the end, basically. But there's no good guys. There's no bad guys. It's very morally gray. It's about a family civil war. And there are good people in service of bad people, like in Game of Thrones. But Rhaenyra Targaryen, if you're trying to like make her the good guy, well, you're going to have a big problem at the end. Not to spoil anything, but you're going to have a big problem. That's a problem. The White Worm is cancer for every scene. And Sarah Hess is like the worst thing for the show. And now that George isn't involved anymore, I think it like really goes to shit. And they got rid of Nettles. Like the one in canon black girl who's really important. There's an in canon dragon scene named Nettles who they're getting rid of. And she's a peasant. And she learns how to ride a fucking dragon by feeding it sheep. And I mean, chances are she's some Targaryen bastard, you know, down the line, but she's a peasant and she joins Rhaenyra. So now they're giving, God, I'm blanking on the name now. Bela. They're giving her part to a highborn daughter of Matt Damon Targaryen, which completely undercuts the story. Completely. And like everybody agrees on this across all political views or any, everybody agrees it was stupid to get rid of this character. This is an important character. And it makes things particularly creepy at the end because you created a problem. Because we'll say that Nettles develops a relationship with somebody. And if you give that to, I think it's Bela, forgot. If you give that to her, ew. I mean, maybe on brand for Targaryens, but still, ew. This is even a step too far for Targaryens. You know what I'm saying? But they had the blueprint. I think originality. I think that what sucks is genre is going to fade away and we're going to get back into easier things to make like low budget horror, which is still genre. And I like that, but it'll be slasher, murdery horror and not fun supernatural horror. That weapons is. And action movies, which I'm fine with. Western, I'm totally fine with that. But as far as space movies and wizard movies and sword and sandals and superheroes and shit, I think that stuff's going to fade as budget come down until like AI takes over special effects, which is a few years away. But I think genre has suffered the most. And it's the easiest thing for the woke to latch onto is big IPs because that's how they infuse the message in everything. That's how they get it across to you. We're not going to tell you what to think. We're going to show you how. Thoughts on the new 52 comic book run? Hated it for the most part. There's a couple titles I liked, but I hated it for the most part. Recommend great Justice League arcs runs with Darkseid. I'd have to think about that. I'll get back to you. Jack 69 for 99. Breaking Bad did the junkie origin scene better. Yeah. Well, it was just Herogasm. Panasonic DP UB20K is ranked the best 4K player. That's great. I would get a Sony. It's worked for me. I mean, have your Blu-ray players broken down? I would recommend, Matthew, buying two. Nicki, what the hell? So, I would recommend buying a backup. I have two. I have a backup because maybe they'll stop making them someday. You ever think they just might stop making them someday? I also have a PS5. Gary, your opinion on artistic, I don't know, this is fucking hilarious. On Nicki Minaj and Bruno Mars. I have no opinion on them. Their music sucks. Gary, I posted this a while back, going to welding school, starting second year today and will graduate in May. Never figured I'd learn a trade at 54, but you know what they say, never too old. That's brilliant that you learn a trade and you're going to make money. Lots of you know what they need more of? Shit, sorry. There, that's good. You don't see them shouting for trans and LGBTQ plus representation in welding. You don't see a bunch of blonde Karens trying to get into welding. You want to fix that pay gap, ladies? Learn how to fucking weld. You'll make bank. No, I want to work at a publisher. I want to be a teacher. Learn how to fucking weld. You'll make more than both of those careers combined. I just love trans. Do not clip that. Thank you, Snex. Had a friend. What are we looking at? Had a friend who took her 3 to 5 year old to see Ariel. She spent the next 2 weeks trying not to explain why the sisters looked nothing like Ariel. Disney is retarded and just plain evil, trying to groom. Yep. 100% agree. Oh, and James Gunn is a liar saying this DCU is going to be like the DCA, the animated universe, which to this day is the greatest thing DC has ever done Little Bro is on Justice League. You are, Vincent, you're 100% correct. And they had the fucking roadmap. You have Justice League Unlimited. You have Justice League Unlimited, Superman, the animated series, Batman, the animated series, Batman Beyond. Boom. Just do that. No, but it's got to be James Gunn of the James Gunn of the Gun of the James Gunn. Alien 3 is the third best Aliens product. Fight me. I'm not going to fight you, but okay. You're saying it's the third best Aliens product, but you're not necessarily saying it's Aliens or Alien, because there's only 2 Alien films. You listen, I know Fincher's one of my favorite directors in the world. Fuck Alien 3. Fuck Alien 3 like you've like fucking Star Trek Generations. Fuck both of those movies for how they treated characters we cared about just to get rid of them to whatever. Alien 3 destroys Alien 2 story-wise. It might be a neato movie and a neato concept. You know what? You remove a couple of things from it, I'm fine with it, like killing Newt. Fuck that. Fuck that movie. I walked out of it, never walked back, never watched it again. Fuck that movie. But it might be the third best Aliens product. I'm not going to argue with you there. Gary, did you watch any season of Fargo? I did. I did. I thought the first season was the best. I liked the movie a lot. Speaking of Roku ads, wouldn't it be nice if Amazon had enough integrity not to throw every trashy promo onto the default screensaver without any way of blocking it for my grade school kids? The trashy promos, right? Oh, what was the movie with oh my God, I'm blanking on it. It was nominated for Best Picture. It won Best Picture, right? About the hooker. And it was splashed across like Disney Plus. I thought that was funny. Gary, I'll talk about WB and Disney Studios. Are there bad movies? Is Universal doing better than them? They're not, like, box office wise. Warner Brothers had a banner year as far as having number ones. But the problem is they were the tallest midget. They were the smartest retard. Disney had $1 billion movie. Disney will have more $1 billion movies, so they will win the year. Disney will have Lilo and Stitch and Avatar minimum. Warner Brothers will have no $1 billion movies. And yes, they were expecting one with Superman. Sorry to break that news to everybody. They were. And they missed it by 40%. They were only off by 40%. It's almost half. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's a success, guys. Didn't make more than Man of Steel. Never going to live that one down. Is Universal doing better? They have better parks, but no, they're not doing better right now. We'll see though. I think Warner Brothers will surpass Disney in the future, in the very near future. I think they're poised to pass Disney because Disney's just been so incompetent. But Warner Brothers bragging, hey, we've had 4 number 1 movies. It's because it's been a fucking terrible year. It's been an awful year. But good. Weapons is Warner Brothers, and it's really good. A lot of people, I mean, Sinners was good. Weapons was better, but Sinners was good. That did well. Marvel or DC, which comic has the greatest storylines? Well, you know, Jack, that's a good question. I think I'm going to give you a terrible answer. That's going to sound like some smooth fucking politician answer. But DC has the far better individual enclosed storylines with an ending. Batman Year One, Watchmen, Dark Knight Returns, Longbow Hunters. I could go on and on. As you know, their best series runs, arguably in some places, are in Vertigo. the Batman run, but they're more known for their individual stories because they aren't as locked in on canon because they reset their canon all the time. So you can do different things with them, and that makes them easier to adapt and turn into individual stories that are, Kingdom Come, stuff like that. Marvel has the better continuous story because it all counts, at least up to a certain point. Now we're talking about the Marvel and DC going up to about 2013, 14. Let's be real. After that, it just started going downhill. And I don't even read the new shit anymore. I don't bother. I don't care. I don't care how good it might be or another Scott Snyder crack at Batman. I don't give a shit. There's so many other comics. For one, there's so many other back issues that I've never read. And I'm buying more Titan comics than I am DC. A lot more Titan. Miller World. Buy everything that comes out from Miller World. But honestly, I have a big blind spot of Silver and Bronze Age DC in my life because I was a Marvel kid. So I'm reading all that now. But better storylines, continuous Marvel, shorter DC. In my opinion. Gary, do I have time to get a beer and a joint? Sure. You do what you want. It's free country, Corn Pop. You're a bad dude. I think your reaction shows that HBO is doing okay at maintaining the franchise. Compare it with the contempt for Star Trek and Doctor Who, or the apathy with Marvel and Star Wars. Yeah, I think they are. Like, at least with you're talking about like House of the Dragon, Brendan. Yeah, I'm still gonna watch season 3 for sure. The Battle of the Gullet. And I hope I'm wrong because season 1 of House of the Dragon was magnificent. I just rewatched it, and then I rewatched season 2, and it just gets frustrating because they're obviously building up to this huge battle and they just cut it off. It's just like, and it was watching it again, it just made it worse. But quality wise, like as far as how it looks and the acting and everything, it's like next level. Like the Penguin was next level over at Mobland on Paramount, next level. But HBO franchise wise, I think they're doing fine. Man, Harry Potter, if they hadn't cast Black fucking Snape, dude, you could have made almost any other character black. Because all the other casting looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. And I still think that show is going to be huge. But man, it would have been the biggest thing on earth. Black Snape's going to be tough to get over unless they just... Yeah. What a dumb move. What a dumb move. I saw Nobody 2 with my dad. It got girl bossy at the end. Yes, it did. But I still enjoyed it. Your dad fixed this shit. GoPro dad line. Yep. Girl bossy at the end, though. We need to hope Elric remains forever unadapted. Ahoy the matey. I could not agree more. I think we should just stop talking about it. Maybe I should too. Your opinion on Michael Jackson and Freddie Mercury. Michael Jackson. A lot of people like Michael Jackson. I thought Prince was better. But I will not deny his popularity as an entertainer. Probably the most popular entertainer. No, the most popular entertainer of all time. King of Pop I think is appropriate. Never really into his music. I like Prince. Freddie Mercury, greatest vocalist of all time. Love Queen. Your opinion on Janet Jackson and pizza rolls. I don't eat pizza rolls and I don't listen to Janet Jackson. But we got to see her nipple. Have you read The Grimoire Chronicles by Larry Carrera? Are you caught up on the Dresden File books yet? Did you listen to DeMeo and Diabolical Souls last night? No. And I have not read the Grimoire Chronicles, though I have them. Somebody sent them to me. Larry Carrera is all right. I got to interview him. I want to pick his brain about the sad puppy days. Dresden File books are awesome. I haven't read them all, but they're awesome. They're good to listen to too. Tier F, Universal Pictures likes YouTube copyright strikes more than a friend. True. Texas have welding certifications and 2 to 3 Facebook welding communities, but I still can't find the work. Don't have a welding machine or truck nor monies. Keep trying. As long as the skill is the most important thing. But yeah, I don't think it's particularly easy to find a job right now unless you're in contracting. Any news on Star Trek United being revived with Bakula? Hopefully with the new boss. They got a new guy in charge. Kurtzman's still employed, but that might change. We'll see. Drawing my Barbarian comic. Thanks for the inspiration. Hail, Golem Wolf. Thank you. Gary, you still haven't read my comic, did you? Adeline the Monster Slayer. It's on Tapas or ArtStation. It's about a young elven female who has to hunt monsters for a living. Yours truly. Dirty Russian German half-blood. Is it the one you sent me? I have been sent many comics. I still have to get through them. I do. Thank you for the 20 euros. Thank you for the 20 euros. Again, I'm on a time limit. This is going to be in 2 parts. So we're going to do a little bit of squaring up. And then we'll have to do it the rest. I don't know, X-Ray Girl. Probably Wednesday night or Thursday night. Wednesday night or Thursday night. We'll do a little bit right now. We'll do a little bit. Hope everybody's doing great. Yes, that Elric. Yes, indeed, that Elric. One moment. I was just going through that. Okay. All right. Yeah, probably going to see Primitive War tonight. Probably going to see Primitive War tonight. I'm back. Elric books have always been a go-to for me. They're great. They're fucking great. Oh man. Did I subverted your expectations, brother? I've had, I mean, it wasn't white tape, but I've had to put tape on my glasses to keep them together. No, I had to look at my phone. I mean, I would. I'd like, everybody's got to scratch their ass once in a while and their balls. Eric. Except for the ladies. Well, it depends. Based on your recommendation, I watched F1 the movie in IMAX theater. What a fun movie. How long before we start getting more fun? No message movies like this one on the regular basis. I think it'll happen more often. I mean, like Weapons, 0 message. Like 0. Scott Thara, and none in F1. Evening FNT just published my first novel this week, Blood Soaked. It's about killing vampires with swords and mystical martial arts. Do you like badass dudes, hot chicks who apologize and no DEI? Check out Blood Soaked, available on Amazon. Buy it now from Anonymous for $5. I hope that's not your, is that your author name, Anonymous? We got gifted some Nerdrotic memberships from 21 Palika, the Dead Man, Jesus de Villa. Thank you. Thunderstorm for $9.99 says last super chat. Thank you, Thunderstorm. Thank you, Thunderstorm. Control Z for $15. Going to see Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, extended edition Sunday in the theater. It'll be the third movie I've seen in 4 years. The second was Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, extended edition. Yeah, I've seen them all. in theaters, and I keep going, and it's smart. They just didn't do a big campaign for the 20th anniversary. Maybe they'll do it for the 25th. It was so dumb. Solo season 2 is already out, Paul. It dealt with the island raid. Season 3 will be dealing with why he gained the power MC got. That's solo leveling, right? X-Ray Girl? Solo leveling. Chato, what exactly from Disbrew's previous videos makes you think he's overly concerned about his hair? Hey, the only time Disbrew's hair gets handled and done well is when my wife's around, and he just waits. He just waits to fly out here, and then my wife will give him another haircut. Solo leveling's dope. It is? Is it wild, Mike? And I'm just kidding. Yeah. Disbrew just waits for my wife to give him a haircut. Yes, he is. What's up, Epic Mike? By the way, what's up, my brother? Yes, he is back. Hey, Gary, we have Dean Cain, by the way, this Friday. Dean Cain on FNT. Hey, Gary, any idea on who the actors were that got into the set of Doomsday? Oh, I have no idea who the fight was, and I don't think anybody else does. I could ask, but yeah. Actors fight on set all the time, like all the time. I can tell you that they did shoot. I've said this before. Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, Owen Wilson, Short Round. They filmed chairs for all of them, so they're probably going to be in it. The Spider-Men are not going to be in Doomsday because Kevin didn't want to deal with Sony. Are they going to be in Secret War? Probably. I would say Tom Holland is. I don't know about the other two. I did watch Ben 10 because my kids watched it. I did watch it. My oldest liked it quite a bit. My oldest liked it quite a bit. Has anybody out there in the chat seen Primitive War? I know a couple people have, but I didn't even look at the X-Ray Girl. Did you put up a poll for Peacemaker? Did I miss it? What were the results? I was too busy yakking. Oh, that's the Star Trek trailer.
It was 71% no.
71% no. That's pretty big for we're nerds. We're into this stuff. And again, my expectations weren't like, I was actually going into it going, well, I mean, this is more of James Gunn's wheelhouse and he's setting up the DCU. So it might be something interesting. That's why I took the time to watch season 1 beforehand because it came out 3 years prior. I will say the black lesbians, pretty useless, but the actress, like the fat black woman, isn't the worst thing in the show. She's actually kind of a charming actress once they get away from her useless, completely put in for DEI purposes, fucking lesbian story, which means nothing. They just needed her in a relationship and they just made it lesbian and it checked off all the boxes they need to. And if that was the only thing in it, I probably wouldn't have cared, but it wasn't. And she's not the worst thing in it. She's Amanda Waller's daughter. And she kind of fits in to the story at the end. At least there is a narrative structure that I could follow from episode 1. What Paul and I were discussing on FNT was, okay, take away the bisexual orgy. The episode was nothing until the very end. It was you could have probably spent more time on being in the Pocket Universe and seeing your dad and your brother alive and your dad actually being nice. Yeah, we'll see what comes of that. We'll see it comes to that. But they put the bisexual orgy in so people would talk about the bisexual orgy. because that's just normal shit in Hollywood. Normal shit. Happens all the time. I gotta there's already music in this I can't play. Cool. Here, I could do it without the music, but I can't put that music in. That is straight up Paramount will get us. But if we go here, some shit porn. Some shit porn. There you go. But yeah, sorry, I can't play that music. They will get you. They will get you. Flopsicle says Snape with a sopping wet Jerry curl like Sam Jackson in Pulp Fiction. It's all I can see now. That's probably going to happen. The Whiskey Rebellion for $4.99. Gary, while I appreciate your love of Star Blazers, did you ever watch Battle of the Planets? Yes, I did. That was the only three that were in heavy rotation for us were Battle of the Planets, Star Blazers, and Speed Racer. I dreamt of Grace Randolph licking a salt cube. Now you can unsee it too. Now you can't unsee it too. Thank you for sharing that, Bruno, for 20 Canadian pesos. Now you shared that with the audience. And now we're all thinking about Grace Randolph licking a salt cube. All good to see Ryan in RLM video. Hilarious. Drinker had a cameo too. Yes. RLM. Very strange stance. Ultimately, they said it was more of a commentary on the culture around Star Wars. It was a commentary on fandom, and basically it was the fans' fault. And they're still salty that people are mad at them about liking the prequels. And I agree with their shit on the prequels, by the way. I totally agree with it. Absolutely. But to say that the prequels are as bad as The Acolyte is just wild. It's just wild. I also appreciate the genuine respect for Paul Chato, the dead man, and have, yes, we like Paul Chato. Nice to see FNT somewhat of a Midnight's Edge crossover. Now get Tom or Andre on, do full crossover, Gary. We've had him on before. Many times. Hail Chato. It's always fun episode with Paul on FNT. Damn straight. I like For All Mankind because it's desperate for ship. I'm desperate for ship porn, but North Korea got to Mars first, and it's worth the watch for that hilarity alone. Oh no, really? All I ever use is Audacity, says Brightest Day. Oh, and you're, yeah, okay. So you think it's okay. Okay, good. So I will just use Audacity for my audiobook. Az, what's your thoughts on Absolute Universe? Az? I don't think he's reading it. Oh, Transformer comic books from Image. Those are good too. I heard a rumor of a fight on Avengers Doomsday and RDJ was involved. I don't buy it because who the hell would want to attack the one dude on the set who has been in prison? Not a good plan. No, and who's going to attack RDJ, dude? I mean, like, I don't give a fuck if you're right. If the rumor is it's Ryan Reynolds and RDJ, that's, you know what? It's gonna be slow times in Hollywood, so you know what you're gonna hear for the next 3 months. Some crazy fucking rumors are gonna start being. Well, let's just come out and say it. Made up. It's fucking made up. Okay. We go through these times before, so look out for that. Was there a fight on set? Maybe. I hope. You know what? If I want to like. Do some headcanon on this. It's Ian McKellen beating the living shit out of Mark Ruffalo and Simu Liu. and calling them gay slurs. That'd be the greatest thing I've ever seen. He's got a cane out and he's just fucking beating the shit out of him, calling him a bag of sticks over and over again. TJ Jordan for $5. Notice how Disney is saying they need Gen Z men. They only want them because they are the key to the next generation. They will not give up. But, well, they won't give up, but they've lost the generation. Dexter is better than Resurrection than House of the Dragons. It's so good. It slaughtered the prequel series. Noons. Oh, it did. Aston. Yes, it's done. Foundation is terrible. The stuff they made up with the robot and the mother's cloned emperors is the most interesting part, and it's still pretty stupid. Says Joe Edgar for $20. Thank you. James will for sure write Batman Gorgie scene. James Gunn would be terrible as a Batman writer. Utterly terrible. Meister Mike for $9.99. Thank you for all you do, guys. I just finished the draft of my next book, Rebels of Curasil, today after spending 9 months writing, and I'm feeling good. Great. Hang on. Ow. Jesus Christ. I gotta get that checked. Just checking. Somebody rolled into my backyard. Just wanted to see who it was. Jackson Cagle for $10. They got chipped. We're all going to get chipped. Keep in mind that Disney fell as a whole, not just Marvel, Star Wars, animation, live action, parks, ESPN, Disney Channel, etc. All went down in quality. Doge, you're correct. And why is that? No innovation. Infiltration from all amount of activists from across all spectrums. And now you can't get rid of the cancer. LMAO, even Steak and Shake is dragging Cracker Barrel. Everybody is. It was a stupid decision. The biggest atrocity of Peacemaker Season 2 is those opening credits. They are less complicated ways to show you have no taste. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the dancing opening credit scene. Maybe do it once, but like before every single episode, it's like, oh, I just skip past it. For Axelon, the Wise for $20. Ever see The Last Ship? I keep imagining Captain Tom Chandler, Eric Dane, could toss on the red uniform from the 23rd century Star Trek captain, Miranda Class, and they would print money. The Last Ship is almost Star Trek. Yeah. What is the rainbow Batman suit about? It's one from the 50s. It's from the 50s. And it's supposed to, it was there. You know, like the yellow bat symbol was retconned to be like a distraction. So people will aim their gun at the yellow bat symbol. That's what they, that wasn't originally why it's there. They just did it because it popped and it's fucking, the yellow bat symbol just looks good. It was supposed to be a distraction from an injured Robin. So they knew, I think it's from some Lego shit or something like that. So the people posting it knew what they were doing. I would argue the people who made it knew what they were doing. I would also want to mention that back in the late 50s and the 60s, when the comic code thing happened, there were a lot, and I mean a lot, of Batman comics with gay innuendo in it. There's a whole fucking site dedicated. Also, Superman was a dick. So go to, is it still around? Super Dickery still around. Super Dickery. It's gone. Superman. Oh, there it is. It's archived. So there was basically a website. We could still access it a couple of years ago, guys. Remember, we used to show some of this, but Superman is a dick. So if you go to Super Dickery, which is gone, it's archived, it shows you all the time Superman's just a fucking asshole to Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane. It's fucking great. But also there's other stuff on there of all the gay innuendo fucking shit that was in Batman and Robin from the 50s. Like, yeah, it's gone. That sucks. We used to fucking laugh our asses. In the comic shop, we were always going to Super Dickory. So the artists and the writers were 100% putting in gay, sexual innuendo, all kinds of shit in 50s comics to kind of troll the comics code. So that was a thing. And the comics code even mentioned, like, you know, this is a bit of kind of an inappropriate relationship with the Batman and his ward. Are they gay? Commies were always there. You're absolutely right. Commies have infiltrated everything and everyone from back then. They always were. And you know who's spying on us just as much as the commies were? Our own government. And you know who was involved in the CIA? The commies. Where are we at? X-Ray Girl. All right, we're gonna end in a couple minutes because I have an appointment. So again, this will be a two-parter for sure. Like, for sure. Yeah, because I'm only like halfway through FNT. Am I even halfway through? Let's get halfway through. X-Ray Girl seems to know a lot more about Disbrew's sleep schedule than a woman married to another man should. I know more about Disbrew's sleep schedule, but you know what? She streams with him. I stream with him. I also know that most of the Brit streamers like are on American schedules, but yeah, Disbrew's alarm didn't go off, and he like messaged right after FNT. My birthday is tomorrow, turning 20. Hail FNT. Gamer Plush, happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday. You turning 20. That's awesome. Good luck. As Peru, I ship him. Cracker, CEO, took to the dining experience from wholesome country to New York urban. Not a fan. Aaron Pipes, I agree. Thank you for the $10. The farce is female. It is Justin Player Guitar. Ken McCombs for $1.99. Trying to turn Cracker Barrel into saltine wrapper. That's good. Caucasian Barrel. McDonald's all look like shitty office buildings. Could not agree more. I mean, I'm not going to eat their fucking food. We did eat there. I know you're listening, X-Ray Girl. Out of desperation, because we were on the way back from Comic-Con and we had to stay at a hotel and nothing was open. So we pulled up to a drive-thru and an AI voice goes, "What would you like to eat?" And because we're gay, stop. We got the wraps, the cool wraps or whatever they had. Meaning no fries or anything. And yeah, we got the whatever the cool wraps. We got crack, no. And felt shameful doing it, but there was nothing else open. And that was the first time I've been to McDonald's in a long fucking time. But if they actually look like an old McDonald's, I might think about it. The active Hollywood investors are asset management companies. The asset management company benchmark for success isn't profit, but forcing behaviors. Objectively, a cat for $5. Bingo. They took Elmer Fudd and Yosemite Sam's guns, Judah, for $2. And we haven't been this. We used to be a proper country, Judah. Bo Edwards for $15. Sorry to bring up Superman. Don't. We're going to be bringing it up for the next 3 years, whether we like it or not, because this mid-movie that crawled over $600 million, which didn't even beat Man of Steel, adjusting for inflation, and sold, and Man of Steel sold three times as many tickets. We're going to be talking about for the next 2 years because Marvel's going to suck. But that conversation will be interesting. Again, it reminds me a little bit of with the discourse in a much smaller way, The Last Jedi, Reminds me a little bit of The Force Awakens, where I started to doubt my own sanity at the time. I'm like, I did not like that movie, but everybody loves it. So maybe I'm just getting, I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I'm just not media literate, although that wasn't a saying back then. My mind won't change, and it doesn't really matter what other people feel about it. Definitely a James Gunn style character. Great show, guys. Oh, wait. Sorry. But do you think Ultraman getting sucked into the black hole is an elaborate way to create Bizarro? They should have just created Bizarro, and it could be. And James Bizarro would be more of a James Gunn. James Gunn belongs. You know what? James Gunn could do Doom Patrol. I think he'd do a very good Doom Patrol. Quirky shit is his thing. You know where he'd suck? Superman, Constantine. I think he'd be terrible at Supernatural. Like absolutely awful at Supernatural. Even though he's got that in his past, I think he'd be terrible. Because with Constantine, you need to be earnest. And he is not earnest. Aaron Pipes for $5. You guys need to talk about Primitive War. Frank Gore loved it. You put Frank Hoare. Not sure about Chris. Yeah, I can go tonight at 7. All companies should understand that if you fight biology, you are always going to lose. Roku and Raku from Uruguay, by the way. Better know what Raku is or hand in your Tolkien card, says Rakui. Late August, I do. Late August is a little late to say the summer is quickly turning south. It's been south pretty much the whole time. The whole time. Happy FNT. Happy 51st trip around the sun. For me, happy B-days to all us Leo old farts. Okay. Save the rest for the next time. Hang on. We got to see if there's any newbies. There are. Okay. Little pensive about Fallout. Enjoyed the first series, but the Fallout New Vegas game is considered the height of the franchise, and it's clear the showrunners have sniffed where the quality is. I would be too. I didn't love Fallout myself, but it's going to be huge. It was huge last time. How long has it been? 2 years? 3 years? I finished Deadwood, by the way. It earned the hype. 10 out of 10. Hell yeah, Knockmamon. Hell yeah. They're coming out with a game called Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. It is a rogue light, and the initial trailer has me looking forward to it. I'll check it out. Eric K. Mod. Gary is investing in the new thing. Crackle Stream. That's right. Damn Crackle Stream. Does James Gunn's Marvel Zombies bring back Kitty Pryde? I don't know. Which TV show or movie franchise did you love for it only to be ruined by becoming woke? Ted Lasso, Willow are near the top for me. Mr. Shenanigans. Oh, that's a good question. There's actually a few, but it happened early on. What happened to ones later? Oh, it's a tough one. Westworld, it happened early. So Westworld, I think just Westworld is a season that you just end it like a Twilight Zone and keep it open. But Westworld was one. I would say The Expanse. And people go, wait a minute, The Expanse was all... The Expanse started out reasonable, very reasonable. It painted a world and it built a futuristic world that was pretty believable. And for some, and these obviously the showrunners are progressive, but the actual showrunner, the book writers are, the actual showrunner was very good, Naren Shankar. So, and my argument being is, you know, progressives really love the United Nations. Well, they're not looked at. That's pretty much who runs Earth, and they're looked at as pretty evil. Earth is pretty bad. Everybody's on basic income, and it's bad. Like it's not painted as a good thing. So basically, you get your big American city is basically the world, and it's looked at terribly. Then you have Mars, a military colony, which is looked at more respectful, and then there's basically the Teamsters in space. Beltalada. And at first, it's all pretty balanced. Nobody's considered really the good guy. Nobody's considered the bad guy. And we have this rogue ship. I love a ship full of rogues that are kind of mixed of all these things that are outside everything, seeing the bigger picture, which is while these things are, it's very Game of Thrones like, while these three factions are squabbling, there's something very evil coming from the outside. Very evil, and it's being manipulated. And it's such a great fucking story until they get into polyamorous fucking relationships, and they take the best, like Naomi's best moment in the books, and stretch it over multiple episodes, making it nauseatingly long. And then it got so fucking woke and stupid, and it does later in the books too, that they just ended the damn series before you even know what the proto-molecule is. They tell you in the books. You find out. In the series, they just kind of don't even fucking tell you. They set up Admiral Duarte from Mars, who's like the kind of the final big bad, to maybe do something later, and they just ended it. So I would say The Expanse. Very disappointing because I love the first 3 seasons. Are fucking amazing. Force Beyond the Tree, and I tried to stick with it. I did, but later it just like the polyamorous fucking relationship. Just that was enough. It was enough. Forest Beyond the Trees for $10. Gary, heard you discussing SpaceCon last night. Have you considered doing a meet up at KSC? 45 minutes from Orlando. Jeremy has expressed interest, perhaps, for the Artemis 2 launch next year. Maybe. All over Orlando stuff will be handled by Geeks and Gamers. SpaceCon is going to be here in San Antonio. Hey, Nerdrotic. So James Gunn thinks he can Doctor Strange us to forget the Justice League and Peacemaker. The norm is going to be confused. The normie is going to be confused. Yeah, especially since, like, at least take the time to reshoot the scene at the end of Peacemaker season 1. You know what I mean? Like, at least take the time to do that. They didn't even do that. And he's like, we don't have the money. It's like, what? Maximus BT, thank you for the 99-cent donation. I appreciate it. The Lone Boomer for $10. IPs for men, but Disney will F it up. At 20th Century, Matt Helm, the book character, not Dean Martin, the Elder Scrolls as a Game of Thrones series, but they'll put it on D+ instead of keeping Hulu. Yeah, like Hulu's an OG brand. It's an OG tech brand, like one of the oldest, one of the most recognized. It was mentioned all the time with shit. Was it even mentioned before Netflix regularly? No. But okay, 12 years ago, I got a smart plasma TV, 1080i, paid fucking thousands of dollars worth of it. It was fucking heavy. I still have it to this very day. It was a smart TV. Guess what apps it came with? Netflix and Hulu. That's it. Netflix and Hulu. Hulu was the bigger brand. Hulu was one of the main reasons Disney went after Fox. They wanted to get the IP, but they also wanted to get Hulu. They got Hulu away from Comcast. Hulu has a better UI, has a better fucking menu, everything about it. It's far more recognizable. They're going to keep it internationally, but they're getting it rid of it here, and they're going to call it Disney Plus because Disney Plus failed. Disney Plus failed as a streamer, and Disney threw up the white flag because they knew we can't produce enough content or get enough content on this platform to reduce churn for just Disney Plus. We need to bring in adult content. We need to bring in rated R stuff. So we're just going to call it Disney Plus, and that whole rated R thing and kids brand thing, fuck it. Which I would argue just make Disney Plus an imprint on Hulu, but that would be Bob Iger admitting defeat to his legacy. But Disney Plus failed. Don't think otherwise. Disney Plus failed. Hulu is absorbing Disney Plus, and they're renaming Hulu Disney Plus. That is not a victory. Tenaro for $9.99. Hail, Gary. I had a chance encounter of a lifetime at Costco. Roger Sweet, creator of He-Man. Oh, no way. It's not every day you get to thank the people who made your childhood awesome. He was super sweet, man. That's awesome. And you saw him at Costco. Saw him at Costco. I've been to Costco in a while. I think it was the last time you were here, X-Ray Girl. You don't need to go to Costco when you're by yourself most of the time. I don't know, Gary. I just turned 31. Hard not to feel like a loser. No wife, no kids, no girlfriend, 2 failed businesses. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. No, you tried 2 businesses. By the time you're 30. I tried 0 businesses by the time I was 30. My shit didn't even get like, bro, I fucked up my 20s. So I didn't have my first business till I was 33, right? So you still have plenty of time. You know what? You have plenty of time to fuck up, Gerald. I have plenty of time to fuck up. And you know what? You're going to fuck up. The ultimate fuck up, though, is giving up. Black pills are lame. There's always a chance. Listen, I was staring down the life of mediocrity, and I was grateful for it because I had been at the bottom. I had been homeless. I had been dead. So like life, once I learned how to be grateful, life was a gift. So I was happy to go to work delivering auto parts for $10 an hour, which was a lot of fucking money back then. A lot of money. I was happy to go to Warehouse Records and work for, God, what did I make, Doug, if you're out there? $5 an hour? 6? 7? Maybe? I was back in the 90s. I was happy to work these jobs. It wasn't always great, but yeah, I didn't get my shit together until my mid 30s. So it's not too late for you. It's not too late. I kept going and I got a skill, and then when I learned how to do the auto parts thing, I was like, I'm fine doing this the rest of my life. This is it. It's a job. It pays the bills, and the pay was pretty good for like pay work life balance was pretty good. I had to put up with fucking, auto techs all day. But tell you what, I'd rather put up with auto techs all day than a bunch of fucking Karens. Tell you that. You can yell at them. They won't care. I mean, they'll say fuck you back, but they won't care. But no, 30, you still got some time, buddy. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Oh, Hayden. Yo, I'll text you back, brother. I'll text you back after the show. Hayden Wayne, everybody. Go make a fucking video, dude. Here we go. Tweaker story. No tweaker story today. No, that was a sober story. There's not a lot of like exciting stories to tell from selling auto parts, other than like meeting fame like Kirk Hammett or John Lasseter at Tesla. Yeah, not a lot of excitement. It was fun though. Scott Edwards is out there. Quick story before we go. This is how fucking around at work can turn into innovation. So Scott Edwards was who worked with me at San Marcos, or not San Marcos. Yeah, Escondido Acura, Cush Acura of Escondido. And there's a lot of repetitive work selling parts, so you get pretty good at it. So basically, you're there for 8 hours, but you work for 3 or 2, and then you fuck around for the rest of the time. Try to look busy. So we played Diablo. We would eBay all the fucking time. Like eBay was pretty new. We'd buy shit on eBay. But eventually, we were doing it so much. Like Scott's all, we should implement this. We should have an eBay store for the dealership. And we have a bunch of shit, a bunch of extra parts. He found a bunch of RSX posters, sold them, had just a shitload of RSX, NSX, not RSX. Was it an RSX or an NSX? I can't remember what the poster was, but it was a collectible poster. And he sold the shit out of them for the department, right? And his dad ran the department. His dad's all, well, that was a pretty fucking good idea. We should do this all the time. So he started selling parts online before anybody was doing it, because we fucked around at work and we eBayed. There you go. There you go. Acura NSX. Acura NSX. Not Honda. Acura. Am I going to check out Ryan's new podcast? I don't know. Does he watch mine? Yes, he does. I probably will. I watch all of Ryan's stuff. So yes, Ryan and I are going to be doing a podcast too, but I will probably check it out if I'm not watching Primitive War, which I probably will. Acura. You know, the high-end Honda, which is basically just Hondas with leather seats. That's what I was initially trained on, was Acura, which are just really expensive Hondas. But Honda and Toyota are fucking great cars. You should buy them. Buy them used. Buy them used. They'll last forever. All right, everybody. Have a good day. Have a good night. Thanks to the Modrotics. Thanks to everyone who left super chat donation. You help keep the lights on. Thank you to X-Ray Girl. Thank you to all the lurkers. Again, there'll be a part 2. There'll be a part 2 coming. So there you go. I don't know who's streaming, but go watch Ryan tonight. Ryan and Vera Dark, right? And in the meantime, ciao bella.